What's up, good people? I hope you're having a blessed day. This is High Ground Podcast. I'm Landon, and I'm joined by Zach, and we're going to waste no more time. Zach, what are we talking about?
All right. So today we're going to talk about the new Karate Kid movie, Karate Kid Legends. And it stars a lot of cool actors. I'll let you take the lead on that because there's a lot.
Yes, so I always like to give a little insight on the movie before we get into our official reviews and ratings. Before I do that, Zach, do you rate the movie? Do you recommend the movie?
Oh, I highly recommend it.
Yes, we recommend the movie, especially for those Karate Kid fans.
Yeah.
But we're getting right into it. So the rating so far is a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb, a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.0 on Letterboxd. This movie was directed by Jonathan Entwistle, and it is starring Ben Wong, Jackie Chan, and Ralph Macchio. This is now the sixth film in the franchise, because now technically Karate Kid 2010 is officially canon, with Mr. Han being a main character.
The GOAT
himself. And we're going to waste no more time. Zach, please tell us your thoughts, your ratings, how you felt about the movie.
So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I'll let you go and share yours as well.
I gave it a 7.4 out of 10.
So pretty solid ratings for as far as like our system. I loved it, man. It already it opens up just captivating you immediately. We get a flashback to Daniel and Mr. Miyagi talking about two branches, one tree, which is the whole theme of this movie. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Because whenever the newer Karate Kid came out with Jackie Chan being Mr. Han, and you have Jaden Smith, it was very, I don't want to say controversial, but, a lot of people were like, whoa, this is like a whole new reboot thing, and I like that it wasn't a reboot. It actually was its own thing, and now it's connected.
With the 2010, with the 2010 Karate Kid, I thought it was a great movie. I grew up with that one as well, and I thought it was a great movie. But yeah, that was just like a one and done type deal, and it was a reboot. It was a reboot of the first Karate Kid movie that came out in 1984, and it was shot for shot. Not shot for shot, but it had the same
theme,
the same blueprint for the Karate Kid. But now it is canon, and now we have a sixth Karate Kid movie as well as a series, Cobra Kai, that is on Netflix. I recommend watching that. But yeah, Mr. Han and Mr. Miyagi. So the Hans,
they knew each other.
So we're gonna stop right here. Spoilers for the Karate Kid fans who have not seen the movie. We recommend the movie. Go watch it.
Go watch it first.
Go enjoy it, because there is lore in this movie. So speaking of the lore, Mr. Miyagi and Mr. Han, they knew each other. How great is that? And in fact, Mr. Han taught Mr. Han's ancestor taught Mr. Miyagi's ancestor, and that's how Miyagi-Do karate was through the Hans. And I find that very fascinating.
It's awesome, dude.
It is such a great thing, and we learned that in a scene. I love that about this movie. The very first scene is, I believe it was a deleted scene for Karate Kid 2. I've been trying to find it. I cannot find it, but you could see the grain. There was no AI.
It was real.
It was real, because in Cobra Kai they did do a little CGI they did do a little CGI on Mr. Miyagi to like bring him back to life a little bit, but they didn't do that in this movie because you could see the grain. You could easily tell, and Mr. Miyagi tells Daniel LaRusso about the two branches, one tree. And
such a cool, I love that saying. That whole theme is just like,
it's great.
It's perfect. And to explain that too, the two branches are karate and kung fu.
Exactly.
And as Mr. Han says in the movie, one branch better or one branch bigger, which is kung fu. He's joking, but it's so funny because it's like you see that competitive spirit of both martial arts, but the beauty of them both teaching Lee how to combine the two, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But yes, that was a really cool opening shot. I didn't expect it to open like that.
Yeah, the first character we see in the movie is Mr. Miyagi.
I was like, what?
And a young Daniel LaRusso, and that was just, I love seeing that. It already captivated that Karate Kid feel that these movies have, and then it goes to Mr. Han's school, which we see the jacket on, jacket off.
Yeah.
All his students doing it, and we learn about this new character named Lee. And Lee, before
Ben Wang, right?
What?
He's played by Ben Wang.
Ben Wang,
Yeah.
Lee Fong,
Or
Lee
Fong,
Fu,
sorry.
whatever. Either way, he did great. And I'm gonna say this before I ask you about his character and his story. Every Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso, Dre, and Lee must have these three things to be a Karate Kid. They must move to a different city.
Yep.
They must not have a dad. And they must have Riz. That every Karate Kid has that. It's just it's the blueprint. Go watch 2010. Go watch Karate Kid 1984. They're all the same. Especially Daniel LaRusso. Bro,
He had
Riz. He went to Okinawa, pulled a Japanese girl, and he came back and
Got his-
Ali left him, but he still got another girl to marry him. I don't know how he does it, but yes, those are the three blueprints for a Karate Kid. But Zach, tell us about Lee Fong.
Yeah. First of all, I don't want to say that might be one of the best clips we're going to get from our podcast. No dad.
No dad, Riz. You must move to a different city.
I was like, you got me. I was like, oh my gosh. I love it. I want to hate it, but it's too good. It's so funny. But yeah, I love the character of Lee. Ben Wang did an exceptional job. This is the first thing I think I've seen him in cinema-wise. I know he's coming out in a lot of stuff.
He'll be in Hunger Games.
Dude, I'm so excited.
And
something else too. I forgot. There's something coming up. But yes, he's on up and coming actors. He reminds me a lot of Simu Liu, who plays Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Just kind of comes out of nowhere. He's getting cast in a lot of stuff. I love it. But yeah, so talking about his character, I thought from the get-go, it's already like he just captures the essence of Karate Kid. Like you said, has all the things needed, required, but also just as a character, you're already intrigued and interested. Like, what's this guy's story? And immediately you're picking up with him and his brother, who unfortunately we learn, passed away, and he feels responsible. And that's a common theme. This whole movie is responsibility, which is the perfect segue I'm going to do because they call him the Chinese Peter Parker.
Yes. Yes. So so the story takes place in New York. So once he gets to New York, he wants to go get some pizza. So he goes to get pizza, and that's where we meet Mia and her dad Victor, and they become very essential characters in the story. And later on in the story, Victor's he's got some debts to pay with the bad people, and he starts to get beat up. But Ben, and I'm gonna take a little nugget from this as I'm saying this. I think Ben is the best Karate Kid because he already knew Kung Fu.
Agreed.
And so it wasn't a Mr. Miyagi or Mr. Han saving him. It was Ben.
He stepped up.
It was Lee, stepping up and saving Victor.
Yeah.
And that's where Victor calls him Chinese Asian Peter Parker.
That's something funny too I wanted to bring up. So this is an essential part of the movie. That first full half, unexpected.
Yeah.
The whole Victor's a boxer, and he asks Lee, because Lee saves him from the debt collectors.
Yes.
And he's like, teach me Kung Fu. And it's so funny. I was like, okay, this is a joke, right? Like, they're going to spin it no, I'll go win the competition for you. No, he teaches him Kung Fu.
Quite literally.
And it was so unexpected, but not unwelcome. I love that was such not like a hidden kept secret thing, but you go in blind to that being a plot point.
Yeah.
You're almost confused because okay, but when do Mr. Han and Daniel show up? But it's important because it mirrors symbolically what happened to his brother because he almost dies.
Yeah.
And he feels responsible and all that. But it was so cool. And we talked about the whole Daredevil
we got PTSD.
Yeah, it's ooh. But also what was going through my mind in terms of just oldies classic movies, I felt like they took it's like Rocky and Karate Kid in one movie.
Yeah.
And I love that because I love both those franchises and those movies. And the fact we got both aspects in it was really cool.
Yes, I really enjoy the boxing. So now there's three fighting styles in this Karate Kid movie, which is karate, kung fu, and boxing. And I thought that was so cool.
That was so cool.
And I really love the boxing stuff of it. Just him teaching Victor about kung fu and Victor translating that to boxing. And I'm gonna be real. I really like the whole like pizza the little New York pizza shop vibe.
Oh yeah,
that Victor and Mia own, and Victor's just getting by, but then you see Lee start to help and become an employee and help them with that. But I want to talk about a character who was, I'm gonna be real, the funniest character in the whole movie was his tutor, Alan. This dude.
The ultimate wingman, mind you.
Quite literally the ultimate wingman.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of his funny moments.
So my favorite part is, so he just starts out as a random character. It doesn't even seem like he's the main part of the story at all. It's just like, oh, we need this guy to tutor you for the SATs. So his mom, Ming-Na Wen, who shout out, she is an incredible actress. She's been in so many projects. She's one of the only to be in Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel, which is all fun fact. But that being said, Alan starts out as a tutor and just becomes Lee's best friend by accident, really. Because from the get-go, he sets him up because Mia is trying to get Lee to come to this festival thing in New York to become a full-fledged New Yorker. And he lies and's like, oh, you're doing great on this calculus. Like, you're doing great. Yeah, we should go. And Lee's like, all right, maybe. And then she walks away and he goes, dude, you're in. And he's like hyping him up. Bro. And then Lee's like, so do you think I'm getting better at calculus? Oh, no, you're horrible.
Yeah.
You are not getting better. But look at the brights.
Yeah, that dude was funny. Even like the rooftop scene of Mia and Lee, and like they're showing them and like they're having like this intimate moment. And then in the corner, this dude's trying to play guitar. He's playing I Want It That Way. He's like, just like even when she like walks up the champagne glasses with Pepsi in them, that was so funny. And I don't even care that was product placement. It was hilarious.
There was a lot of, so we've talked about this on past podcasts, and this is kind of a common theme in movies is just product placement or advertisement. Mm-hmm. I saw a Cheez-It advertisement on a taxi that was just blatantly in front of the screen. I'm like, okay, they're just trying to get me to get Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
So that's just a funny thing I've noticed with movies nowadays is some of the advertisements.
The Pepsi worked because I am totally going to go buy a 12-pack after this episode.
Literally. But yeah, it was good. And Alan is such a good character. I like the edit him into that.
Yeah, he was hilarious. And then, if you're still watching this and you haven't seen the movie, and if you're like, should I watch Cobra Kai before watching this movie? You really don't have to. There's only one tie-in from Cobra Kai, and at the end there's a little mid-credit scene, and it's Sensei Lawrence, Johnny Lawrence, shows up in Miyagi's dojo, and him and Daniel LaRusso, they're having a little conversation, and classic Johnny's spitting out the funniest lines.
So funny. Miyagi-Do.
Yes, they're like, we should open pizza here. Miyagi-Do pizza.
And Daniel's not happy.
Yeah. And he's just, classic Johnny.
He just rambles about pizza puns with karate for like a minute straight, and it's everything. It's perfect. Because me and you both were like, oh my gosh, because I love Johnny and I know who Johnny is, and to that point, I've never seen Cobra Kai. I've seen like clips on social media, but I've never sat down and watched the series. I haven't, but that being said, like you don't have to watch it to understand this movie at all. Yeah, like I said, that's the only tie-in is that Johnny and Daniel are friends now, and which is awesome.
I love that. That's the only thing that really came out of that show, and none of Sam's not in it, Miguel's not in it, Johnny's kids aren't in it, so you don't got to worry about binge watching Cobra Kai or something before this movie. You're completely fine. And that's something else I really liked about this movie. Let's talk about that. Lee is quite literally the main character.
Yeah.
Like Sensei LaRusso, and I don't know what they say in China, but
Han Shifu.
Yeah, Han Shifu. They are just their like the side character mentors, but Lee is quite literally the main character.
He took the lead.
He took the lead of the movie, and I thought they did very, very well at that from the start of the movie to the end of the movie.
Yeah, he never felt like second place. Like if he's in a camera shot, if he's and that's just props to Ben Wang. Like I said, I really think this guy, he's very young. He's got a lot of potential. And I really do hope we see him in more projects in the future, whatever that may be, because like he's got potential, man. He's good, like and that's I'm not just trying to like hype him up or anything, but like I do think that was a really good performance and one of the best Karate Kid movies I've seen. I mean, and there's a lot of, and that's the thing, they're all good. There's not a bad Karate Kid movie, in my opinion.
The next Karate Kid.
Well, we don't talk about that one because I forgot about that one.
Does that even count? I'm playing.
Yeah, but jokes aside,
yeah,
that is a really good franchise, and this one is definitely in like the top 3 for me for sure. So, but yeah, and like speaking of the movie too, we haven't really talked about it yet, but the fight choreography,
oh yeah,
insane, like
bro. And he's doing these like spinner kicks and something like right out the gate.
Yeah, he is a professional, and that's what's funny too is so like there's 2 big shots that really just like blew me away. One was in the alley when he's fighting the debt collectors. He's like kind of holding onto the ladder. He kicks off the wall.
That was insane.
Full on Spider-Man move, like, and then just does a finishing move on the dude. And then later, when him and Connor are fighting in like the final fight,
yeah.
He's literally like grappling onto him with his feet.
Yeah.
Wearing shoes.
Yeah.
How do you even do that?
Yeah.
Like, he's like literally perfectly horizontal in the air holding Connor. I'm like, who is this guy, man?
I will definitely say that about, so right now we technically have only 3 Karate Kids, which is Daniel, Dre, and now Lee.
Yeah.
So with that being said, yes, I agree. I think Lee is the best out of the 2 because Dre and Daniel, they didn't even know how to fight.
They were noobs.
Like, so once we learn about Lee, dude is going at it. Like, from the beginning of the movie till he starts training, everything in between that, he's just straight up killing it. Except for the one weird white guy that they did really good at me because I hate his character. Like,
I was about to say, it's like one of my notes is literally Connor sucks.
Connor sucks.
But like parentheses, good villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a Drago type character.
And that's what it felt like to me. Yeah. Well, and then even in the end, like, Lee wins, and then I knew he was going to get up and try to do a cheap shot. I just knew it because that's just who Connor is. He sucks. And I'm saying this too, I just want to point this out. The actor who plays Connor, good job. You do not suck. Like, you did a good job.
We want to clarify stuff like that. Like, I mean, everyone who makes the movie did very good. And if an actor, like, if we hate a character, we're never going to hate an actor.
No.
Like, they did what they could. They did their job, and they probably portrayed it very well. But if we hate a character, it's not because of the actor. It's the character. We separate those 2 things.
Yes. So just, that's good because... Yeah, he did a great job, and that's the thing. That to that point, if you play a villain and you make me not like you, you did it right. Like, you did your job, arguably. And he did. He did a great job. And then so that's something. So speaking of like the fighting, I thought it was me and you talked about this when we saw it, but the way they like did the displayed like the points as it was happening and stuff was really cool, and it literally felt like we made a joke like the NBA 2K blacktop.
It definitely had that vibe.
It had that feel to it, like they're fighting on a skyscraper, like
and then the point system was very similar to the Sai Tai Kai Tai from Cobra Kai, but not which I think that's something else that kind of came from Cobra Kai. Is just like a different point system from normal Karate Kid movies. Is just usually normal Karate Kid movies is just like 1st to 3 or whatever, but this one is like 1st to 8 and
points. When I think it's chest is 1 point, head is 2 points, or knockout.
Yes.
Which to that point, like going back to how good Lee is, Lee knocked out every opponent pretty much other than Victor.
Yes,
or not,
exactly.
Not Victor, sorry. Connor. Not the dad.
Not the dad. Dad is cool. Also, I really like the graphics of the movie. I feel like that's something that's slept on, and that's something that critics are definitely taking away points for. But I thought it was really good, and I thought they did it very, very perfectly. That's a plane. But I thought they did it very, very perfectly. Just like the point system, and even the beginning with because I imagine they took some AI with Mr. Miyagi's voice after that scene, because Mr. Han wasn't even a character in 1986. But But with that being said, I thought the graphics they were done perfectly. They fit the movie great. I thought all the like transition shots that were very kind of Spider-Man, Star Wars-esque, I thought those are all great. And I feel like those are something that critics are kind of taking away from this movie. But I thought that's something that brings a uniqueness to this movie. I loved it.
It was refreshing is the word I would use. It's just like, that's what's weird too. Like, I don't know how to explain it. This would be the weirdest explanation I ever give. It didn't feel like a 2025 movie. But like it did, like in a sense,
I see what you mean.
But like the vibe felt like it was just its own thing. Like it was a solid. Like if you never watch any of the Karate Kids and just watch this, it is a solid standalone movie.
100%.
And it's very funny. You know, Mr. Han was hilarious. I love Mr. Han. You even had mentioned like it's cool too, like how he we see the happy ending from him at the beginning of the movie, having his own like dojo.
It's another plane.
It's a bird.
I live by an airport, so you know.
Plane cameo.
Plane cameo.
But yeah, it was really well done. And there's one more like big callback thing to me. This is probably the only other callback to Jaden Smith's Karate Kid, and that was the makeup scene. So when he gets hit, it has the black eye, and the dad is like trying to cover it up, which is so funny because I'm like, okay, he's going to hide it from his mom and it's going to be fine. Very first thing that happens the next morning, the mom comes in, yanks the tea bag off the head and says, "Get up." It's like, bro, you couldn't even hide it.
That was another funny Alan line was in the library when he's like, "Yeah, my mom, she's crazy." He's like, did she give you that black eye?
That was I forgot.
I was dying. I loved that.
So funny. Bro.
Yes, this is a very funny movie. But let's talk about this movie. I would hope, and I hope you hope, that there would be sequels to come out of this
100%. We need to. Oh, no, that is a good point. Because the mid-credit scene, so for reference, we talked about the pizza shop. They send a pizza to Daniel, who lives all the way in California.
Yeah.
Right? It's California,
the Valley.
I think. The Valley. And it's a frozen pizza, and then he opens the box, and there's like a picture of Lee winning the championship with him and Mr. Han and everyone else. And it says, like, if you ever need me, feel free to reach out, basically, which sets up a potential sequel, but also can tie in more from. And with Johnny showing up, I think that's a dead giveaway of he's going to get involved somehow.
Yeah, they could show up Cobra Kai and all that, which that was kind of interesting to me whenever Mr. Han went out to the Valley to recruit Daniel. Because Daniel was like, there's plenty of dojos around, but he didn't even mention Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And I was like, you probably could have, but I understand that Cobra Kai wasn't a big part of this movie. But yeah, it does set up sequels because I want to see Dre return, and if whether it's still Jaden Smith or they recast, I think it'd be cool seeing all three of the Karate Kids on the screen together, kind of like a Spider-Man thing.
Hear me out. What if they do it like, this would be a cool idea. So they do, whether it's the next movie or like, it takes a build up to a third. However they do it.
Yeah.
They should do that where it's literally Lee, Dre, and Daniel have to enter like a tri-tournament where 3 compete.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like one sensei and up to 2 pupils. And they take, you see what I'm going with?
Yeah, something like that.
That would be cool if they did
with
that.
With Miyagi-Do, that would be really cool.
Oh my gosh. That would be insane.
Yeah, I would love to see that and just all the Cobra. I think that'd be really cool to see all the Cobra Kai characters with them and all that, and just bring a whole like big Karate Kid movie. And then I think something else that's funny is in every Karate Kid movie, there's just random karate. Even in Cobra Kai, it's just like random karate. So like they're walking down the street and he looks and there's a dojo. It's like, of course the bully knows karate in New York of all places. Like I think that's such a funny Karate Kid trope that's in the Karate Kid universe. It's just like, karate's a thing.
Well, no, and it's funny because to that point too, Han says it like all the time in this movie, but Kung Fu is everything, or everything is Kung Fu, and so does Lee. Like when they're training and stuff. Yeah, I thought that was cool too. And then it's like, and Daniel even like, then he's like, but karate. Yeah. So it is a cool like, I don't know. I just can't get over how well they like merged the two.
So what else stood out to you?
So another thing that stood out to me was the like special move Lee was trying to pull off that his brother taught him, which is like the spiraling kick. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was cool because that's another thing is like each Karate Kid has their like signature move. Yeah. Like Dre's was the crane, whatever Crane
like
kick.
it was like the snake thing, you know?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but
and then
yeah.
the crane kick was
the crane kick was
Daniel's.
Daniel, that's what it was. Yes, crane kick and that. Oh no, speaking of sweep the leg.
Oh yeah.
We lost it at that.
This dude Daniel saying sweep the leg was like not on my bucket list this
It's like
year.
the ultimate heel turn first. I was like, wait.
I was like, wait a minute.
Johnny's rubbing off on him. I feel like that had to be why.
Yeah, that's
I
probably
think he
it.
just spent too much time with Johnny. Like,
You can definitely tell because there was times in that movie because like so in Cobra Kai like Johnny's the more aggressive one and then Daniel's more like the chill like hey let's not like be too rude to the kids or whatever, right?
yeah.
But in this movie Daniel's straight up like no you gotta do it like this and then he like punches
Dude,
freaking Lee. I'm like
scene,
Daniel
that whole scene of Han and Daniel literally just beating the crap out of Lee, like showing which style is better
Yeah.
and how to do a certain move. And then Lee's like, guys, I think they're great. Then walking away.
Yeah. Great, there's two of them.
That was so funny. That was another one of my favorite lines.
Something else in this movie. It felt really quick. Did it not?
Yeah, it kind of. I think it could have been longer and more drawn out for sure. Because I was almost sad when it was over. I was like, oh.
Like, and that's the weird. So it was still like it was like an hour and 30 or 40 minutes. And
Yeah.
like usually movies, like I don't know. I think it was just the way it was made.
Yeah.
Like it felt like it was a good 30-minute movie. Like, but it was an hour and 30. And I was like, okay, and maybe that's a good thing because it kept us really engaged for that long.
Oh yeah, and it was fun. You know,
Yeah, it was a
Like they
fun
say,
movie.
Time flies when you're having fun. So like, it's a fun movie. No, I agree. Because even the fight. So we get to the tournament. I'm like, oh, we're at the finals. I was like, because I was really confused because they were just jumping in a tournament. I'm like, wait, is he just fighting him already?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, no, he has to climb the ladder. Got it. So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, even that, like the tournament was just kind of. There was some random stuff in this movie, which I mean I'm fine with. I like Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I'm like that's Karate. I feel like the stuff in this movie was Karate Kid. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just it had the same blueprint as the Karate Kid 2010 and the Karate Kid 1984, like where you move, you meet the girl, you get bullied, you fight the bully at the last tournament, and you win, and it's the blueprint. But I'm fine with it,
I feel like one of these days they're gonna make a Karate Kid movie, whether that's with Lee or Dre, or really just make another random spinoff like 10 years from now, and they're gonna make it where Karate Kid loses. Like
Yeah,
they're gonna
really.
just do the unexpected and make everyone go like, "Oh my god!" It's like I thought they were gonna do that for a second, but I'm like, nah, this is too easy to read. He's gonna win. He's gonna do the thing, but man, it would have been funny. Like, not funny, but no, it would have been funny. It would have been hilarious.
I mean,
Take notes. Do it.
Sony, good job with this movie.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Round of applause for Sony. They actually made a
good
good
job,
movie.
Sony.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We do a little Sony slander here.
Yeah. Release Spider-Man. Anyways,
Set him free.
the Spider-Man joke. We'll show them. I'm kidding. So before we close out the episode, out of the 6 Karate Kid movies that are out of the 6 Karate Kid films that are out, what's your favorite Karate Kid film?
So I feel like it's easy for me. The number one is the first one. I love that one. I grew up. Well, my dad grew up with that first off, but then I actually watched the 2010 rebooted version first. I didn't know there was Karate Kid before that. And again, I was much younger when this happened.
Yeah.
So my dad's like, no. There's like a whole nother. It's like, okay, like, and then I watched him like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So, gotta go with the first, Johnny being the villain kid, and how much significance it means now, like with where we're at now. And again, it started the whole thing, and I love it. It's a beautiful movie. What about you though? What would you say your favorite?
I love Karate Kid too. The whole Okinawa vibe. This isn't a tournament. This is real life. Chozen as a villain was a great villain. The little Miyagi lore we get from that movie is great.
That is true.
So I love that movie. So Karate Kid Legends, recommend it. We love
Highly recommend
It's
it.
a great franchise. So, but at the end of each episode, so y'all, we love Jesus. We love the Bible. So at the end of each episode, we like to share a little bit of the Bible. So Zach, go ahead and share with us.
All
share
right.
For us.
So I'm going to be reading from Ephesians today, Ephesians 6:12, and it says, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." I really like this verse because sometimes we get too caught up in this, there's evil in the world and all that, which there is. But at the end of the day, there's no flesh and blood battle we have. Our battle is with Satan, who is a liar and a deceiver. But the good news is Jesus has already won the battle.